Alright, my last part right here. Apollonia 6. Produced by the Star Company. Came out in 1984. This album was the last one from the Purple Rain era. It's interesting hearing Purple Rain, and then you go to Cream Castle by the time, and then you go to Apollonia 6. It's synth heavy. It's a female vocalist, Apollonia, singing. Prince is handling the production and the writing. I mean, it's great because when you hear his collaborations with women, you hear like that sound that he was trying to put out, or you hear it in his voice. You hear that expression in his voice, what he was trying to express. And I'm gonna leave a link below. One of Prince's engineers, she's a woman, and she goes into detail talking about his collaborations that he would have during his time, during when these albums came out. No one knew who the Star Company was. No one knew who Jamie Starr was. The link that I'm gonna leave below, it'll go in great detail, and it's from a person that actually knew him and was actually there. I'm gonna leave that story for her to tell you. As for this album, I mean, I liked it. I mean, it's synth heavy. I mean, I'm starting to get into the 80s. I mean, before I wasn't even into the 80s because here in Oxnard, where I'm from, that's really what they play, is that 80s music. People love that music. And for me, I didn't know at the time. When I would hear it when I was younger, I didn't know it at the time. But I mean, as I grew up, the sounds of the 80s, it just doesn't sound like authentic to me. I've been being way more open-minded to the 80s and been hearing more of the sounds of the 80s. And it's like, I mean, it's growing on me. Because I'm more of a fan of instruments, real live instruments. I mean, everything nowadays, everybody says everything's computer based, or it's not real instrument. Really, it's like, it's what the creator puts into it. It's like, it doesn't matter what you're using. It's like, really, whatever you're using, it's what you put into it. Are you going to give it life, or are you just going to be a robot? That's the way I see it. When I heard everything from 2010 and on, because I feel like that's when everything started changing, I feel like, yeah, some stuff, it does sound like, oh yeah, like it does sound like sound. But as I've been more open to the 80s, because I've been open to like dubstep, and everybody says dubstep is just noise, but I've been so open to it because I had an open ear for it, an open heart to it, that it's like, nah man, like if you really give it a chance. And shout out to my boy Jesse, because he is the one that liked dubstep, and he's the one that got me into it. And I was like, hey, if my boy likes it, I'm gonna give this a chance. And I gave it a chance, and man, like, it's dope music. And so I think if you just come in with an open mind with what you're listening to, you're guaranteed to like something from it. You might not like all of it, but you'll gain something from it. Okay, so for this video, I'm gonna try to remake a song. Yeah, right. I'm gonna remake a Prince song, right? But I try to do my best of my interpretation of what I heard. Come along. So the song that I picked, it was Sex Shooter. I'm gonna try to go step by step with you. In the beginning, it was the wind noise. So I'll go with the wind noise. So the wind noise. So from the wind noise, shout out to my new keyboard. Been enjoying it, using this keyboard. Whatever you're gonna use, hey, it's all on what you put into it. Doesn't matter what you use. Alchemist always told me that it doesn't matter what you use. Your mind is your best instrument. Pads are cool. I have to play something. Feeling an instrument is so much different than when you're putting notes on a computer, or when you're touching the pads. I mean, the pads, I mean, there's a certain feel, the drums and the sampling. So I went with this part as I heard that noise. And then what I did, tweak the sounds up, and then I made it sound like this. And then after that, I went with the drums. And then the next drum sound that I went with was the toms. Because as you hear the song, it goes with the toms. So I went like... And I went... And then the next part that I went with, the synth part. Okay, that part right there. So then after that part, I added the next synth parts. Then it goes. As I heard his synth, you can hear it in the back. He put something in the back. That was the last part that I added. So then it goes like this. That was my best at trying to be like Prince. He added so much to this song. I just did the best that I could. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you kept along with each part, thank you. Until next time, peace.